What it do, YouTube? It's SS, and I'm back with another video on this one right here. This one right here. Well, this one right here, this team right here got me my new season high. I went up to 26, 20 something, or something like that. I'm up there. Once again, these battles were done on my Twitch. If you do want to go follow me, watch me do these battles in real time as they do happen. Link in the description. Go follow me on Twitch. But either way, if you know, you already know I love using Dunsparce, and I've used this Dunsparce so many times. Altaria, a Pokemon I rarely ever use, but I ended up using it today. That I didn't really know what to use. I was originally using Credilli, but I kept getting hard walled, so I ended up using Altaria, and Altaria actually ended up working very well for me. Like I said, I got my season high, as you guys will see in this video. Um, but yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I will now get into this battles. And Palosan is actually really good. I like it because it's a core breaker to Lantern and Vig core, which you guys will see a whole bunch of Lantern with Vigoroth. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to these battles. We're gonna go ahead and see that I end up shielding the Surf. Now I'm gonna go ahead and shield the next Surf here, and now they are gonna go ahead and I'm gonna farm up a little bit extra energy. Maybe lost track of where their energy was. I'm gonna go ahead and throw. Now I don't believe a Brave Bird is enough to KO. Nope. And we are at the move, so I under tap it. And now Scorching Sands is gonna be able to come through as they do have a shield. But I guess they thought that the game was over for them, so unfortunate for them, we are going to be able to take that game as we are going to see Dunsparce into Vigoroth, and this is really bad for us. But I am going to go ahead and start. I'm going to stay in, and I think this is the game I ended up losing because I ended up staying in. I did end up playing it a little bit differently in other situations, as you guys will end up seeing, and yeah, yeah, lost. So I end up top left in there, and this will be the only top left of the video. As we do see a good lead for us, Lantern into the Dunsparce, and they end up swapping out into Vigoroth. Like I said, a lot of Vigoroth Lantern cores, and guess what? This Palosan is going to come into this Vigoroth, and Vigoroth cannot do anything to this Palosan, which is really good for me. So I am going to go ahead and let this go through. I have a decision to make here. Do I end up just throwing and gaining a little bit of energy, or do I go for the farm down? I end up throwing this time, and they are going to go ahead and let it go through. Now, they probably come back into the matchup with the Lantern, and I'm like, what? Are they weak to bounce sand in the back? Are they triple weak? So I didn't really understand at this point. I'm going to go ahead and just let this go through, because knowing that I can just line it up with my Dunsparce, and then in the back they have a Chestnut. Chestnut, say hello to Altaria, and yeah, unfortunate for them, we aren't going to be able to take that game as we do see a Charjabug in the lead, and they give me a rollout for free, which is really good for me. So now I am going to go ahead and do one and throw. This time I can, because I'm going to be able to make it to another one right here. If I do one and throw, and I am going to be able to make it to another one, they have a decision to make. Are they going to shield? This time they don't. And I'm going to throw up my first Protect Shield, and now I am going to be able to make it to the move before they make it to the move. So they're going to have to make a decision here. Are they going to shield? They don't want to shield, which is good for me. They come into a Vigoroth, and now at this point, I am going to throw the rock, not the rock slide, the drill run. And now this drill run is going to make it so much easier for me to farm down their Pokemon. And they come into a Lantern. Lantern is just going to get hit with the Scorching Sand. Once again, like I told you guys, you're going to see a whole bunch of Vigoroth, Lantern Core. At this point, they just top left. They don't top left. I mean, they force quit the app, and now I am going to be able to farm down completely. Excuse me. And once again, I'm going to have to go ahead and go for the farm down. If you guys are liking the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. All that good chance, as we are getting closer to 100 subscribers. We are at 87 currently. Maybe more after the next video that will come out tomorrow, because I am recording it on the same day. Oh, I know, right? Been working on these videos a lot, and now this time you see me swap into the Altaria immediately. I am going to go ahead and throw up the first Protect Shield. They are going to swap out into a Lantern. Lantern's going to get hit with this Moonblast. They are going to have to make a decision as well. They are going to throw out the first Protect Shield as well. So we are 1-1. And now they are going to go ahead and throw the Thunderbolt here. And it is the Thunderbolt. So now I'm going to try to make it to the next Moonblast. And I make a very big mistake here. I don't throw my move. So now I have to let this go through. And Surf is going to be enough to KO. So now I'm going to come into the matchup with my Dunsparce. This point, they do let me get a free move for free, thinking that I was going to throw on CMP, and I'm not going to throw on CMP because I do. For some reason, it made me over tap there. I threw my move. I tried to throw the move, but it made me over tap. I'm not too sure what was going on there. So I shouldn't have had to take that move if it let me throw the move. But unfortunately for me, it didn't. And now I am going to come into the Palisand as I do take it off my Wi-Fi, and now I am going to be able to make it to the Scorching Sands here. They body slammed me for some reason, and now they are going to go ahead and let it go through. But the weird thing is that they're staying in. So what's in the back that does not want to see Palisand? And now they're going to come into a Heracross, and I'm just going to go straight for the Shadow Ball here. No baits here. And they just let it go through. Now at this point, I have a decision to make as well. Do I shield this or let it go through? I let it go through. And now I'm going to go ahead and shield this. Next move, and this should be enough to KO the Vigoroth with a couple more mud shots, and we're going to be able to take that game as we do get a 4-1 here, I do believe. And I do believe this is like 3 sets, so yeah. Still like a little bit longer video, as we do see Lantern into our Dunsparce, and this is really good for the Dunsparce. Even though the matchup looks pretty close, I'm pretty sure Dunsparce wins it. Even and especially if they throw on bad timing, as you guys can see, Dunsparce will win the zeros. It's up to them to make a decision if they want to shield. They don't want to shield, which is fine with me. They come into a Charger Bug, and I'm like, what? This is not an answer to my Dunsparce, and this is actually looking good for me now. As they do end up shielding, I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. And now I'm just going to come into my Palisand, hoping that they don't have Crunch. If they have Crunch, then we might be in a bad situation. We're going to find out right now. And they do end up having Crunch. So now I am going to be able to make it to the Scorching Sands here. Do we get the debuff here? No debuff. And now I'm going to go ahead and shield again. Or I'm going to throw my first Protect Shield. I'm going to try to make it to the move. Unfortunately for me, I don't make it to the move. I thought they were gonna throw there, but they don't end up throwing. Now I do end up switching to Malteria, and they switch into Decidueye, and at this point they just end up top lefting. So yeah, we're gonna see Abomasnow into our Dunsparce, and Dunsparce is gonna do really good up against this Abomasnow as they do swap out into Whiscash. Whiscash is gonna get met with our Terria. I'm gonna go ahead and shield this just in case it is the Blizzard. And guess what? It is the Blizzard, so very good shield call on my part. I am going to go for the Moonblast, expecting them not to shield at this point, but they do end up shielding. And now I'm going to go ahead and shield as well, because if they shielded, then they're going to throw the Blizzard again. And they do end up throwing the Blizzard again. This time they make it to a move, but this time it's going to be the Mud Bomb. I am going to go ahead and let this go through, because I don't have a shield. And then they come into the Abomasnow. They forcefully come into the Abomasnow. I am going to bank the energy on the Altaria. At this point, I am going to be able to make it to the next move, but not right before they make it to move as well. I am going to throw one. I'm going to do one rollout, then throw the move. Don't expect them to shield this. They don't shield it. They come into the Wishcash. Wishcash is going to get farmed down. Lantern in the back. And now I am one rollout away from the next move. Are they going to throw before me? Yes, they are going to throw right before I make it to the move, which is probably a smart play. But unfortunate for them, I have the Scorching. I have Palisand, and Palisand is going to be able to take that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're going to see Dunsparce into Charger Bug, and Dunsparce was just catching a whole bunch of good leads, and it was so good. It was core breaking a lot of teams. I was loving it. They are staying in. Then they swap out into a Vigoroth. Vigoroth is gonna get met with our Palisand. I am gonna be able to make it to the Scorching Sands before they do. They do let me throw it, and now I am gonna go ahead and let this go through. I was hoping for a tag fall, but no tag fall. That's fine with me. They are gonna throw their next move. I'm gonna go ahead and let it go through as well. I am gonna overfarm a little bit here. At this point, I am just gonna go back to back moves since they keep throwing these body slams. Do make it to back to back moves. Win a little bit over 100 energy, but it doesn't really matter because I don't expect them to shield this, and they don't end up shielding. So I am gonna do one and throw the Scorching Sands. Probably should have went for the Shadow Ball, but either or doesn't really matter. I don't think. At this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and let this go through, hoping it's the X Scissor. It is the X Scissor, and up against this Whiscash, I'm gonna be able to make it to a Scorching Sands here. We get the attack fall, which is really good for me. So even if they do end up baiting me here, um, the if they do have Blizzard, it should not be enough to KO. They'll make it to the Moonblast here. Moonblast is going to get Protect Shield. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Calling it a little bit risky. It is the Scold, and now at this point, I know it's just gonna be straight Scold. Gonna go ahead and let it go through. Now they are gonna swap out. I'm gonna swap out as well, make it to the Rock Slide. Rock Slide is going to be enough to KO. They come back into their Whiscash. Whiscash is going to get hit with the first drill run. I'm going to try to make it to another drill run. Don't make it to another drill run. Well, I do make it to a drill run, but they do end up throwing. And actually, I'm not too sure what happened there. They undercharged it, or it just wasn't enough to KO. And we undertap and throw the drill run. Now we're gonna see Wiggly into the Dunsparce, and this is pretty. I don't really like this matchup just because they can go icy win, and then they just regardless of what they do here, they win this matchup. Expecting them to throw in CMP, so I do go for the extra here, and this one actually goes for disarming voice, which is actually pretty good for me. So now I'm gonna throw the drill run. I make it to the next drill run. Do they want to shield? And the answer is no, they don't want to shield. They're going to keep their shields, which is fine with me. They come into a Vigoroth, and I'm glad I ended up shielding, winning shield advantage because now I have Palossand up against this Vigoroth. Are they going to shield? No, they're not going to shield. They swap out into a Lantern. Lantern's going to get hit with a Scorching Sands as well, and they are going to shield. Now, I am going to have to shield as well. I'm gonna make it to another Scorching Sands here. Under tap it, throw it right away, and they are going to go ahead and let it go through. I do one must shot, then swap, catching the surf here, and now at this point, this game is over for them, and they know it, so they go ahead and top left, and we're gonna be able to take that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're gonna see once again a Charjabug lead, and they swap out into Vigoroth, and guess what's in the back? Probably Whiscash, right? So now I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. They do make it to the body slam or whatever move first. Make it to the Scorching Sands now. We do get the attack fall this time, so I'm thinking maybe I can go ahead and potentially farm down completely. So let's see what I do here. No, I just go ahead and throw. Let's just get it out the way, I say. And then they are gonna bring the Whiscash. There's the Whiscash. Nice. I try to go for a cheeky CMP tie there, but they don't go for the Mud Bomb, which is fine with me. We do end up getting the shield there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through, and now I can bring in my Altaria here. And if they swap, they swap. I swap. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. I'm gonna do one rollout and throw. 3 turn versus 4 turn. They are gonna go ahead and throw their last protect shield up as I make it to another rock slide here. At this point, I could just let this go through and then farm down completely with my Altaria. They might make it to move on their Charjabug, which they do, which is fine with me. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through, and now hopefully I can go ahead and shield this. They have Blizzard. We might be in a bad position. They mud bomb bait me there, which kind of looks really bad for me now at this point. And we are gonna be able to get the Moonblast off. I do throw the next Protect Shield up. They mud bomb bait me again, and I'm like, oh no, this has got to be the Blizzard. This is gonna be the Blizzard. Nah, was not a Blizzard. Unfortunate for my trainer, they bluffed it till they made they try to make it to they try to fake it till they make it, but unfortunate for them, they didn't. Uh, and we're gonna be able to take that game, and we're gonna go 5-0. I'm telling you guys that I don't know, man. And we're in the 2600s. I do believe we do make it to the 2600s right here. Let's see. No, we're close. We're close. The next set, we make it to the 2600. As we do see Dragonite into Dunsparce, and Dunsparce is going to have a very good time. I farm up to a move with my Dunsparce, knowing that Palisand can tank every move up against this Vigoroth. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Scorching Sands. And even if we get the attack fall, would make it a lot better for us. But unfortunately for us, we never get the attack fall. And we're going to go ahead and let this go through. Gonna over farm a little bit. I thought about potentially farming down completely, but I think it's gonna be ambitious, so I'm just gonna throw once I get to 2 moves here, or pretty much 100 energy, and now they're probably gonna come into the Dragonite. I make it to the Shadow Ball. Probably should have went Scorching Sands for that potential attack fall, because they are gonna shield, right? And then I am gonna throw my move. They swap out onto a Mantine, and unfortunate for this Mantine, I'm just gonna keep throwing out these rock slides. And at this point, I could just let this go through, switch out, farm down completely this Dragonite because Altaria has the higher bulk, even though Dragonite is doing 20% more damage with the Dragon Breaths. Uh, Altaria is just way too much. There's too much bulk on Altaria, and we're gonna be able to take that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're gonna see Skarmory in the lead up against our Dunsparce, and this is not really good for the Dunsparce. I'm over farming, as you guys can see. Go for the rock slide. Don't expect them to shield at all. And now I do make it to the next rock slide. They are over farming for some reason. Not too sure what they're doing there. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Brave Bird comes through, hoping I can make it to another move, but I don't. Now I'm gonna go ahead and shield this, thinking it could be the next Brave Bird, and I'm not too sure what it was. It probably was the Brave Bird. They're gonna switch out into a Mudboy, and this is looking bad if they have Blizzard. We're gonna go for the Moonblast. They are gonna go ahead and let it go through. I shield. It is the Blizzard, and what I should have did here is caught right there. If I would have caught that move, I think I would have had a chance to win. But because I didn't catch the move and sack the Palossand, now I just end up losing. And yeah, GG's. As we do see, Dragonite into our Dunsparce, and this is a pretty positive matchup for the Dunsparce. We are going to be able to sneak a fast move for free, which is really good for me. I'm going to make it, I'm going to pause for a second, make sure to see that a Dragon Breath comes through. It does. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and throw the Rock Slide. At this point now, I can go ahead and just let my Dunsparce go down, because I can come into Altaria and farm this down completely. You're going to see what they want to do. They swap out into a Credilli, and now Credilli is going to be throwing out the rock slides here. I make it to a Moonblast, throwing pretty bad timing. Should have did another uh, Dragon Breath. Now I'm going to try to catch the move here. I do end up catching, and I do believe they make it in 4, so we are gonna be able to make it to the Scorching Sands. I don't know. I guess we win CMP. I'm not too sure. They are gonna throw the move here, and it's not gonna be enough to KO. One Dragon Breath is enough to KO. They come into a Lantern, and I'm not too sure here. I don't think this game was over yet, but I guess the opponent thought it was over because they end up force quitting the app. I think they would have won. I'm not too sure. I think they would have won, but either way, I guess, or maybe they lagged out. And now we're gonna see some spice. We're gonna see a Shadow Dolphin into our Dunsparce, and this is actually looking really bad for us. These counters are adding up. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through because we did end up sneaking a fast move, thinking that I can get to another drill run here, and I am actually able to make it to another drill run thanks to the opponent's bad timing, and now they are going to be able to farm me down, but we have shield advantage. Now I'm going to try to farm down completely, hoping that they don't have the play rough. So I am going to go ahead and throw the first protect shield, and now all shields are down on their side. This is just the body slam, can't be the play rough. They come out into, I can't see what that is. A Mandibuzz? Was it Mandibuzz? It is a Mandibuzz. They end up shielding, and now I need to do something here. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Dark Post. It's gonna hit me. I have to shield this. I probably should have shielded the Dark Post, to be honest. And now I'm gonna try to overfarm, and they swap out into a Vigoroth, and this Vigoroth is just gonna get hard walled by this Sandcastle, and Palo is just gonna be able to farm up, farm up, farm up, and I'm gonna make it to 2 moves. I make it to 2 moves before I throw, or maybe I end up even farming down completely. We're gonna see here what I do. Um, yeah, I think I just probably go straight for the farm down. Expecting them to swap here. So they do end up swapping. Now I swap out, combo play them, and Moonblast should be enough now with the Shadow Ball and a couple Dragon Breaths for the Vigoroth is going to take it out, and we're going to be able to take this game. As I do believe this is going to be the final matchup. We're going to see mirror matches, Dunsparce versus Dunsparce. Looks like my Dunsparce is going to be able to win the CMP tie. They do end up, it is the cap tie, so I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. And for some reason, they end up top lefting and giving up. I guess my Dunsparce is more superior than their Dunsparce, and we're gonna be able to go 4-1 in the last set that I'm gonna showcase you guys. I do believe I got up to 26, 20 something. So I did climb a little bit more after these first 3 sets that I showed you guys. Once again, these battles are done on Twitch. Link in the description to my Twitch if you guys do want to go ahead and watch them in real time as they do happen. But if you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I will see you guys on the next video.